Hi lovely crocheters, it's Janie here to introduce you to our new free granny square pattern. It's called Estella. It's available to download from the website now. It's been designed for Granny Square Day 2025 and I'm really proud to have been an ambassador for the day this year. Emma has done a technique video showing you how to make all the different steps in this square. It's a central flower surrounded by some more petals, and then the reason it's called Estella is because Emma felt it was a star shape at the centre there. So after you do that round that creates the star shape, there's then the traditional granny square blocks of 3 trebles all the way round the outside edge. I hope you enjoy making this little square. It would be lovely to see your projects out in the wild. Maybe you'd like to make a blanket with it. Maybe you'd like to add it to some plainer squares. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the video that Emma's made to help you through it.
Welcome to the video showing you how to make the Estella Granny Square. This is Jane's free design for you for Granny Square Day 2025, and it is made in Stylecraft special double knit yarn using a 4mm hook. What you're looking at here is Jane's original design colour palette. So there are 8 different colours in this little square. You can of course use fewer, and any double knit yarn will be absolutely fine to bring it out to the size indicated in the pattern. If you haven't got the pattern yet, there's a link in the notes below the video so you can download that and work from the pattern. We are going to be showing you each and every round, so let's get started. Okay, we're looking at the first 4 rounds here, and you'll see there's 3 different colours in there, so I'll show you the colour changes as they happen. But again, please don't feel that you have to use that many colours. You can use fewer and it will still look as beautiful. So we're going to start, and by the time we finish this video, you'll be all the way up to and have completed round 4. Okay, I'm starting in the centre with mustard and my 4mm hook, and I'm going to make 4 chain and join into a ring to start at my centre. Now we've got a nice video on how to keep your centres nice and neat, and I'll link to that in the notes below. But a very quick recap of it, and do have a look because it's a nice tip. But I'm going to put my hook into the very first chain that I made, and I'm just going to make sure that the tail and the knot are at the back of my hook, so they're behind, and all I can see is this little sort of smile and 2 loops. And when I make my slip stitch through there, that's going to keep the knot at the back of the work and out of the way, and it should keep that center ring nice and neat. Okay, so I'm going to start with my 1 chain, and I'm going to fill that center ring up with double crochet, UK terminology, or single crochet, US terminology. And I'm going to make 8 stitches. I'm going to keep that knot to the right, again behind the hook, and sort of crochet over that and the end. And it will keep the center lump free, hopefully. So that's number 2. 7 and 8, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch to join the round. And if you have a little look, just pull that end, you can see the knot is neatly out the way and it's a nice neat centre. So do have a little look at that video if you haven't seen it yet, if you'd like a tip to keep that centre point nice and neat. So I'm just now going to fasten off my first colour. Again, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but if you're doing an 8 colour version, we're going to do a colour change here. So I'm going to slip that on and fasten off. Okay, so there's our little centre. I'm going to be dealing with my yarn ends at the end of these rounds. So for round 2, I'm going to be using Heather, and that is the purple that you can see here. And again, you know, if you don't want to, you don't have to change colours, or, you know, this is a very free pattern for you to make your own. Right, but if you're joining in a new colour, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to put our hook through any stitch and pull up a loop. and then we're going to pull up a chain just to secure that yarn. That isn't going to count as a stitch. What we're going to do now is go around our center point, our 8 stitches here, and put 2 half trebles UK or half doubles US, 2 of those into every stitch all the way around. Okay, this is the 7th stitch that we're working 2 into, and here's the 8th that we're working 2 into. So we now have 16 stitches. Okay, I'm going to join the round but not fasten off this colour. If you're following our colour choices, we're not fastening off here, we're just joining the round. Okay, so we're now up to 16 stitches. Okay, we're ready for round 3, and I'm going to make 1 chain just to bring us up to height. And on this round, we are basically going to be making 1 double crochet UK or single crochet US, and then 2 chain all the way around. So let me show you. So we've got our starting chain in here. I'm going to put 1 stitch into the next stitch along. So this is 1 double crochet UK terminology or 1 single crochet US terminology. Okay, I'm now going to make 2 chain, 1 and 2. I'm going to skip the next stitch on the previous round, not going to put anything in there, come across and do that again. So this is 1 double crochet UK terminology or single crochet US terminology and 2 chain. And I'm going to do that all the way around, so skipping a stitch all the way around so that we end up with 8 stitches and 8 chain spaces. Okay, here's my last stitch going in. My last 2 chain, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the first double crochet UK single crochet US that we made and close the round. And this time I'm going to fasten off, so you've got a rounds 2 and 3 made in the same colour there. That's the heather colour, so I'm going to fasten that off now and move on to round 4 with a new colour. Okay, so round 4 is going to give us these lovely little petals around the edge here, and I'm going to be using powder pink for that. Right, I'm going to be making those petals into those chain spaces that we made, so the 2 chains that we made on the round before, and I'm going to join the yarn in the same way that I did before, which is pull up a loop and secure it with a chain, and that doesn't count as a stitch. Now our petal pattern is going to be as follows, and I'm going to say it first in UK terminology and then in US terminology. So in each of those chain spaces we are going to make 1 double crochet, 3 treble, 1 double crochet, that is the UK terminology, or 1 single crochet, 3 double crochet, 1 single crochet into that same chain space. Okay, so off we go. That's 1, and then we've got the 3 taller stitches, so they're the trebles if you're in the UK or the doubles if you're in the US. And come back down to the shorter stitch, and we're going to hop straight over to the next chain space. There's no chains or anything between them. We're going right into the next chain space and repeating that little petal. So we've got 1 double crochet, UK terminology, 3 treble, 1 double, or if you're in the US, 1 single, 3 double, 1 single. It's like translating a language, isn't it? Okay, all the way around to make 8 little petals. Okay, and here is the final petal. And I'm going to join that round by slip stitching into the top of the first stitch that I made. And in fact, I'm going to fasten off this colour. So I'm going to be finished with this colour now. I'm not going to be using it anymore. at all in my design. Okay, so there is the first 4 rounds of our Estella block, and once I've dealt with all of these ends, it will look like that. And we have used our first 3 of 8 colours, and we will move on now to round 5.